Hello everybody and welcome to Dr. Stone episode 6 anime review. This episode we had The Prelude to War, as I'm going to call it, or Prelude. Is it Prelude or Prelude? Because it's spelled like Prelude, but I've heard people say Prelude. Doesn't matter, not relevant. What else we had? We had The Revival. What else did we have? We had a blonde bird. Bird is a woman. It's not very, I shouldn't say that actually, it's a terrible thing to say. But anyway, let's get on. I had a lot of fun with this episode, I should probably start with that as well. Say it like I say every week. But anyway, let's get on with it, see what happened from the begins. Let's do this thing. We begin still in the flashback to when, Senku woke up. He's exhausted from building his house and all that. I guess he hasn't slept for approximately 3,700 years or so he's probably quite tired, but what do I know. He finds Taiju in the stone and he's like, okay, why didn't you come back when I used the miracle liquid on you? Trying to figure out what turned everyone to stone. He's like, is it alien? Is it like an experiment by some Russian science organization? Don't know why I'm blaming the Russians. It's just, anime logic. It's always them. What else? Only targeted the humans and the swallows. That's important. Because that is kind of weird. Like, what do those two things have in common? I don't know. I could look it up. I doubt there's anything that the Google could tell me. But yeah, then he figured out how to revive people with the cave liquid and how he was thinking and conscious and all that as well. Taiju didn't revive when he put the liquid on him. I'm checking my notes because there's a lot to go on. Taiju didn't revive, tries a load of people, didn't work. Tries different things, experimenting. Writes the E equals MC squared on his thing. That's written in blood. He like cuts his hand, like psh, like that, and it just happened. No, he wrote it with his finger. That makes more sense. And then we have like a little side-by-side thing where he's like, wake up Taiju, and then we go back to present day and Taiju's like, wake up Senku. Then does he wake up? Then he wakes up and they have a good old reunion. The crew is back together for a solid 5 minutes or so before they split up again. So the unpetrifying heals his body where he got his neck snapped or whatever. And he's again figuring, what was the petrification? Not who done it, but rather what is it? Well, you should have started with what is it really. Can't put people back together with it, he figured out. He's like, no, you try putting people back together, they still just turn into crumbled corpses or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. Senku gives Yuzuriha a very hard job. We don't hear what it is, like in her mouth, but I'm assuming we find out. Well, I'm assuming it's the thing we find out like right afterwards. Go see Tsukasa. Basically, Taiju and Yuzuriha are going to be spies because he thinks Senku's dead. So he's going to work in the background, find those. He's going to look for those people with the smoke signals. Remember them earlier? That's what he's going to do. Whereas the other two are going to be spies. That's what we're at. Then they do a bro thing. They like lift their hands up. Senku lifts a cool flag that Yuzuriha made for him, or just found. I forget. But yeah, and then then they go off on their separate ways. We can focus on some new characters, I guess. So old Tsukasa is approached by a blonde stranger woman. She attacks him with some knives because she saw him kill Senku. She calls Senku like a wizard or something. A sorcerer, I think is actually what she says. Basically a wizard. So the way Tsukasa figure it out is like she's a child. So people got revived, and they had a kid, and then she's that kid. So she only knows the stone world. She doesn't know the original world, which I thought was quite interesting. Senku wasn't the first one alive. Oh no. I was gonna say unless they had a kid after he got out, but then wouldn't make sense, logically. So yeah. Tsukasa drops a tree on her after a little fight. Fight scene wasn't great, but that's not what this show's about, really, is it? Drops a tree on her, literally. She should have died, but she was fine. Senku sees the dust, is like, haha, there's a person over there. Goes up to help her, and she's like, hey, can you hold out? Because, I'll blow up the tree, but you might lose an arm. So I can work things out better if you can hold out. And she's like, yes, I'm fine. Then he does some science to build one of them little Ewok things, in Star Wars the Ewoks have all them traps. He makes one of them basically to get her out, and she's like, you know what, you're pretty damn cool. I'm called Kohaku. Hello. I like her actually, she's pretty cool. But yeah, that was the end of the episode. I'm really curious about the whole she's a kid of people that have already been revived thing, because of the fact that the people, her parents, haven't taught her like a lot of things. So what I'm thinking is they don't want to go back to the old world. They like the fresh start, and because Senku's trying to go back to normal, maybe they won't like him because they're like, no, you can't be doing that. Sort of in a Tsukasa kind of way, but less I'm gonna kill you. More of a like, hey, we got a fresh start, you know, nature and all that. Look at it. Well, let's not ruin the world again. Whereas Tsukasa is like, kill the adults. I guess he doesn't realize that kids turn into adults. But yeah. I guess we're going to meet more people as well. I assume she's not the only one. Maybe her parents are dead, you know, that could also be a thing. I don't know. Haven't read the manga. I'll say it every week. And, you know, I will do that. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see where the story goes. In the opening, it looks like Taiju sticks with Senku, so maybe he goes back, or Tsukasa doesn't let Taiju in his group, but he takes Yuzuriha. Or maybe they both go and that's a different character, but it looks like Taiju in the opening, when they're doing the old face away thing. It looks like him. But maybe it's not, you know, what do I know? Also, more exciting news. I guess it's exciting to me because I make thumbnails. There's a new key art with Senku and the crew. I don't know who half of them are, so they're just the crew. Who I guess we'll probably meet next week. I assume Kohaku will take Senku back to her village and they'll meet a load of people, and that'll be mostly what that episode is. Maybe Senku will show off like he can do some science things and impress them, I guess. I think that might be where we're headed. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, subscribe and stuff. There's many million more reviews on the channel. That's easy to say. Thank you everybody for watching. I will see you next week. And bye guys.